Welcome back, Monster Haven viewers. Today I will be reviewing the Set 4 set list of Monster Haven, Rise of the Alphas. Now, I'm reviewing this because the Set 4 release tournament just ended with a tie for first place. So, very interesting. When Set 5 comes out, we'll have to settle that. But, yeah, the gimmick of this set is alpha monsters, which are powerful monsters with specific rules to balance them. Now, the very first monster is Mechanaut. He's like a mechanical soldier, almost. So his ability, this monster does 2 extra damage to all alpha monsters and 1 extra damage to all monsters. So you're probably wondering why the second part of that ability is even there, just give him +1 attack. Well, because some cards get rid of abilities, so naturally he's a 2 attack, 3 HP, but with the ability he's a 3/3. So very powerful and good against upcoming alpha cards. He ascends into Mega Mechanaut, a 5 HP, 3 attack alpha monster. When you play this monster, search your deck for 2 attachment cards and attach them to this monster, and it ascends from Mechanaut. So very powerful. Being able to attach 2 attachments is really good because normally you can only have 1 attachment on a monster. And it's important to note that alpha monsters, unless specified like this card, cannot have attachments on them. That's one of the rules that restricts them, is they cannot have attachment cards. The next is Ujiak. He's a little stick man with a massive mouth and a pair of eyes. Ujiak is Kaiju backwards, and the ability is this monster gains +1 HP and +1 attack for every adrenaline you have, but it maxes out at 5. So it starts as a 1 HP, 0 attack, but it's very powerful, especially if you can combo it with monsters and abilities that give you more adrenaline. Next up we have B-Rick. This is the first card to be not reprinted. It's a different monster from the Set 1 B-Rick. You can have one of these in your deck and 3 normal ones. But I'm just experimenting with bringing back old monsters, so maybe you'll see another Tetraflare or Terravolt in the future. Very powerful, 8 HP, 0 attack, and when you play this monster, chosen monster gets -1 attack next turn. It's definitely set up to be a wall, it's not an attacker. Next up we have Cell, again, alpha monster 2/2. When this monster dies, it turns into a resource with the following effect. At the end of each of your turns, gain 2 adrenaline. So it's very powerful. Gaining adrenaline starting in Set 4 is very important, and I think Cell will be used a lot, especially with Ujiak. Yeah, I can see some combos being pulled off. Next up, we have Bartholomew. He's a squirrel god, and the ability is very powerful. Once per game, search your deck for a card and put it into your hand. Bartholomew is a main character in the lore. He's pretty much the creator of everything, and I thought the ability fits him very well. Next up, some old decks needed a buff, a revamp, so Tetrite Blacksmith. This monster can have 2 attachments at a time. Discard the attachments if it loses the abilities. Pretty good. We have never naturally seen a 3 attack, 2 HP, so it'll be interesting to experiment with that, and I think having 2 attachments will definitely give the Tetrite deck a buff. And to go with that is Tetrite Queen. Your turn does not end when you use Tetrite City. That was a very crucial loss in the Tetrite deck, was that it ended your turn. And your Tetrite monsters, except Tetrite Queen, gain +1 HP but -1 attack. So it'll definitely be good. It kind of turns the Tetrite deck into a defensive deck, but there are also some offensive plays that you can use with it. Next up, if anyone remembers the one Haven that was not one of the main 4 decks that I originally created was Crydropolis, and I added some cards in set 4 to hopefully influence someone building a deck. I think Crydropolis has been overlooked long enough, so we have some cards for it. First up, Crydropolis Warrior. This monster gains +2 attack for every puffer chain in play. And you can see that he has a mace with like a smile that'll come in later. Next up we have Puffer Point, the pufferfish. The ability Puffer Up. During your opponent's turn, this monster takes 1 less damage from attacks. So it's a little bit like Billy Bong. It's a 2 attack, 3 HP on your opponent's turn, so definitely good for... it's just good to have a 2-3 in this game because a lot of starters are 2-2, so yeah, that's good. And Puffer Point ascends into Puffer Chain, which is what works with the Crydropolis Warrior. Must ascend from Puffer Point, and the ability Freeze. When this monster ascends, if Crydropolis is in play, it gets +2 attack, so it becomes a 3 HP, 4 attack. No Black Star, no half Black Star with either of these. So you could have 3 Puffer Chain, 3 Puffer Point, and a Crydropolis Warrior in this deck. So yeah, I'm really trying to get someone to build a Crydropolis deck, so that'll be good. And then finally, for the combo, is Lieutenant Frost with the ability Icy Orders. You may use Crydropolis' ability 3 times a game. So if you know what Crydropolis does, this is a very powerful card. Yeah. The next free card, it's not really connected to any combos, is Tiki 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 Tiki. 2 HP, 0 attack, and the ability Recycled Ammo. Whenever you discard a card using an ability, deal 1 damage to chosen monster. Now this is a very, very powerful ability, and there's a reason it's a Black Star, because with Tetra Flare, you discard cards. Anytime an Ascension has you discard a card, you can deal damage. But I think the best card that this will combo with will be Plorb Businessman. Discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards, and now deal 2 damage anywhere you want. So, very powerful. And I feel like I had to put this in set 4 to stop all the resources. We have Stink E. Once per turn, discard a resource or attachment card from play. This is very good. It stops resource decks from just running over everything else, and getting rid of attachment cards is good as well. It's a very good removal card, and the first one of its kind. And the next one, I'm really proud of the artwork here. Definitely a step up from, set 1 and 2. We have Gravizap, and the ability Electric Bolt. When this monster dies, deal 2 damage to Chosen Haven, 3 HP to attack. And the idea of him is he's like a gravitational robot that can kind of change his arms around to fit whatever he needs to fight. So, very cool. Next up we have Genie of the 4-foot Lamp. I kind of thought, the idea of a genie is to come out of a lamp, but they never said which type. So, why not make it a 4-foot lamp? He's a 2/2 with Sneaky. So, yeah, I think he'll be pretty good secret attacker that your opponent can't hit. Yeah. Next up, we have Pentaguard. Not a game-changing ability, but definitely an interesting one that will play differently. 5 HP, 1 attack, and when an opponent tries to attack one of your monsters, you may choose to have them attack this monster instead. So, very good. If you have a very important card out that you don't want to die, you can just play it down to Pentaguard, and 5 HP is going to take them a while, unless they're really far ahead, to take out. Next up, we have Lance B-Lot. It's Lancelot, but a B. 2 HP, 1 attack, and the ability Tactical Stinger. At the start of each opponent's turn, choose to give this monster either +1 HP or +2 attack. Loses the buff when that turn ends. So, this can be pretty good in multiplayer, but other than that, doesn't really combo with any cards. Yeah. Next up we have Scribble, just a 2/2, no ability, half Black Star, but the reason you want to play this is because it turns into Scrabble. 3/3 with sends from Scribble, and the ability, when this monster is attacked, deal an additional 1 damage back. So if your opponent tries to hit you, you would deal 4 attack, which is pretty good. No Black Star, no half Black Star, so you can have 3 Scrabble and 2 Scribble in your deck if you'd like. Yeah, it's pretty good for defense. I find it interesting. It's defensive, but also offensive, because it has such a high attack stat. So, yeah. Moving on to startables, we have Floop. 1/3, no ability. Pretty much like General Club, it's just a redrawing. Another 2/2, we have Geary and Gory. Gory's because the one he has the knife. No ability, pretty much Dingle Bumpus, just, with a new drawing, new artwork. We have EDL, which is an LED light, and the ability Bang. When this monster dies, deal 1 damage to 1 monster, so pretty good. Good for a starter, at least. It can be a 2/2, technically, like if you're going to attack something, and then this guy dies, and you can deal an additional 1 back, so that's pretty good. Very powerful starter here, we have Mecha Mini, a 1/1, and when this monster dies to an attack, gain 1 adrenaline. So this definitely helps with the adrenaline building. Very powerful in adrenaline-based decks. However, the way it's worded is when it dies to an attack. So if I play Dos Lazares, Operation Grizzly, Disease, anything, and kill this without it being a monster's attack, it doesn't do anything. So a bit of a risk, but high reward if you get it to work. Next up, we have Wimp. 0 attack, 1 HP, startable. The worst startable in the game, and it's a half Black Star, so you can only have 2. Very bad card, but that's why it's Wimp. However, the reason you play Wimp is because it turns into Womp. A 4/4, ascends from Wimp, no ability, Black Star. But if you start with Wimp and get Womp in your starting hand, your startable's pretty much a 4/4, which is very good. He's a worm, so he's blind, but I really like the mouth with the spikes. Yeah. So that is all the monsters of set 4. Moving on to action cards, we have Self-Destruct Sequence. Kill all Mechanauts and Mecha Minis in play. So Mecha Mini would not gain the adrenaline if you use this. This is kind of just to slow down the Mechanauts, the Mega Mechanauts, the Mecha Minis, from being too powerful. Then we have Operation Sneaky, a callback to Operation Grizzly. Chosen monster loses the ability Sneaky this turn and gain 1 adrenaline. Very powerful card. Genie of the 4-foot lamp is Sneaky, so it would work on that. But mainly the ones you want to use this on are Flodge and Fluffant. So this is a very powerful card. Next up, Monster Elixir. We don't have enough healing in Monster Haven, so I decided to make a versatile card. You can either heal 1 damage from 2 monsters or 2 damage from 1 monster. So, first healing card. We may or may not get some in the future. Next up, a very powerful card. It may actually get banned. Monster Swap. Choose one opponent's monster with no ability and swap it with one of your monsters with no ability. Damage and effects stay the same. Now, the reason this is so good is because if your opponent has like a Spiralion or a really high HP, really high attack, no ability monster, you can just swap it with like your startable or like a really weak monster, and now suddenly, this can change the game. So, I don't know. Black Star, I don't know if that justifies it enough, but we'll see how the gameplay goes. And the final card for the Tetrite deck is Tetrite Army. Discard a Tetrite card to play, search your deck for 2 Tetrite cards. So this can be any monster card, anything like that, just to kind of get the Tetrites going. I feel like the Tetrite deck doesn't have a lot of board presence, just because Tetrite, the startable monster, is a 1/1, so maybe this will help it. A callback to set 3, we have an action card, Finger Gun. Deal 1 damage to chosen monster for every Handin you have in play, so all the Handin cards are very good, and this is half Black Star, so you can have 2 in your decks, and very powerful card. Next up, game-changing card, I kid you not, is Tome of Life. Spend 2 adrenaline, put a monster from the death pit into your hand. And the reason this is so good is because, 1, you can have 2 in your deck, it's a half black star, and 2, it does not specify one of your monsters. You can kill one of your opponent's Spiralions or Crackalackins or really powerful monsters, and then just next turn play Tome of Life and steal it from them. And of course you can bring back one of yours if you want to reuse a powerful one, but very, very, very powerful card. Next up we have Secret Shot, the first instant card in the game, if played right. If you drew this card at the end of your turn, you may use the effect instantly. Deal 2 damage to chosen monster or event. So, if you just play it normally and you don't draw it at the end of your turn, dealing 2 damage to chosen monster or event is pretty good, but where this really shines is if you can draw it. It's just a free 2 damage. Yeah, half black star, so you can have 2 in your deck, and I could see some combos with this and like maybe Flodge to draw extra at the end of your turn, something like that. Then we have Rebuild, another healing card. Heal 2 damage from your Haven. We don't have any Haven regeneration yet, so I'm glad I made this card. Healing from your Haven gives you a little bit more ability and versatility with decks. You know, you're not just permanently at whatever damage you take. You can heal it. Next up we have Airstrike. Deal 2 damage to chosen alpha monster and draw a card. So this may or may not be the end of alpha monsters. There could be more. So I could see this doing well in the future if there's a really powerful alpha monster coming out. Next up, the only event in the set 4. Everyone's already seen this. It's been in my rule books, in my videos, all that. 6 HP, Orbital Reconnaissance, and the ability Overseer. Once per turn, you may spend 1 adrenaline to have all players reveal their hands for 10 seconds. So, pretty good. I'm not quite sure the tactical cards in Monster Haven do as well, like Spython and revealing your opponent's hand. I just don't think they raise the bar at all, so maybe some more cards will come out and be better. Moving on to attachment cards, we have Mechanaut's Dual Engine. So remember, Mega Mechanaut can search your deck for 2 attachment cards and attach it to this. We have the Dual Engine. When this monster dies, draw 2 cards. Very powerful. All of these are black stars, and while alpha monsters cannot have attachments, the Mega Mechanaut can go through that. Then we have Mechanaut's Fist. This can only be attached to a Mechanaut. Oh, same with Mechanaut's Dual Engine. These only attach to either Mechanaut or Mega Mechanaut. And this monster may choose to take 1 damage to deal 1 damage to 1 monster. So you're kind of shooting like a jet fist and dealing 1 damage, which we've never seen on an action card. This is a multiple use, once per turn, attachment card, which we'll see how it goes. Then we have Mechanaut's Blade. You may attach this to a Mechanaut even though it is an alpha monster, but it can also be attached to any monster if you'd like. This monster does 2 extra damage to all alpha monsters. So if there's a B-Rick with 8 HP and you're like, okay, I need to get that, dead soon, this can help. Mechanaut itself can help deal extra damage, so there are ways to get rid of them. Then we have Tome of Fantasy. Attach this to one of your monsters. This monster may choose to lose 1 HP and get 1 attack, or vice versa. So if you have a really high HP monster and you want to add attack and lose HP, or a really high attacking monster and you want it to last a little longer, you can do this. The tomes, I find, are a little bit hit or miss. Some of them are really good, some of them aren't that great. But I'll keep experimenting. Next up we have Tome of the Median. So this is kind of a confusing card. It's an attachment. Attach this to one of your monsters. This monster cannot die in a challenge. So when 2 monsters fight each other, it's called a challenge. And this attachment states you cannot die. Now, if your opponent plays Operation Grizzly, Disease, any action cards that deal damage, it does go through this, but simply when two monsters battle, it cannot die that way. However, remember that Stinky here can get rid of attachments and resources, so there are ways to kind of counter some of these powerful action and resource cards. Next up, the only Haven in the set, Levitemples, 14 HP. You may have up to 6 monsters in play at a time. Normally you can only have 4. I do find that sometimes people are playing games and they just kind of run out of space, so we'll see how this goes. Very low HP for a Haven, so they may have to be careful with that. Next up, the first resource card, Cyber Wall. Spend 2 Adrenaline to play this. Your monsters gain +1 HP, and your startable monsters gain an additional +1 HP. This is really, really good. Giving a startable monster +2 HP is just really good in general. I mean, your 2/2 startables are now going to be 4/2s. Your general clubs are now going to have 5 HP as startables. So even with the spending 2 Adrenaline to play, it's really good, and it's a half black star. So you can have 2 of these, and you can play 2 of these, and just run away with the game with all that HP. Next up, the other resource card is Luck. Another half black star, so you can have 2 in your deck and 2 at the same time in play. Each time a monster is killed, the owner of that monster flips a coin. If heads, that player draws a card. Now, where I see this having the most fun is in like 5 or 6 player multiplayer. Just everyone flipping coins to draw cards. This could be really fun, but it is not that bad in, single player as well, like 1v1s. Next up, we have the secret rares. So starting in set 4, I created holographic cards. So every 1 in 5 packs, you could get a shiny holographic cards. Now these are reprints of already existing cards, so this is just a Mechanaut. But yeah, these are really shiny. I'm glad how they came out. They are just like normal cards on the back, but yeah, they're really cool. At the Set 4 tournament yesterday, these were pulled, and it was a really fun time to see people pull holo cards, because this is a massive step up in card creation for me. Yeah. Now, the secret to make holographic cards is a secret, so yeah, maybe one day I'll make a how to make holographic cards video, but maybe that'll be one of the great mysteries of Monster Haven. So thank you for watching this video and seeing all cards in Set 4. Set 5 production has already started, so be on the lookout for that. But until then, people who do have cards, start building decks, and I'll see you at the next tournament.